Hello, I'm Theo Gilbert-Jamison, your business, leadership, and executive coach. And in this quick video, we're focusing on the top 10 professional career-ending blind spots that, if unnoticed and unaddressed, could stifle and limit your career advancement opportunities. Whether you're an executive, division or department head, a supervisor, or regular employee aspiring to elevate your career opportunities, professional blind spots can quickly become career-ending. For clarity, professional blind spots are those things that you consistently do or say that you are unaware of that may be casting a negative light on you, purely because others are either uncomfortable or don't have the courage to tell you about. So quickly, here are my top 10 examples of professional blind spots and ways to overcome them. 1, not asking for help. In other words, going it alone. Why? Because often we're afraid that we might look incompetent. And think of times when help is offered because we either appear to be overwhelmed or overworked, and we immediately refuse the help. How ridiculous is that? 2, being insensitive. In other words, being unaware of how you show up, which could be in your nonverbal communication, which is your body language or facial expressions, as well as your verbal communication or voice tone being too direct or too abrupt. 3, having a "I know" attitude or valuing being right above everything else. Of course, that needs no explanation. 4, avoiding difficult conversations. We call this being conflict avoidant, where unknowingly you come across as either being too nice, too soft, and lacking accountability. And of course, that's not good either. Okay, look at that. We're halfway through my top 10 list of professional blind spots that leaders often are unaware of. Do any of these sound familiar or feel familiar to you? So let's move on to 5, blaming others or circumstances. Have you ever heard of playing the victim or refusing responsibility? That's what we call a lack of self-accountability. 6, treating commitments casually by not honoring another person's time, energy, and resources. In these instances, we're unaware that when we make commitments to others, if we consistently breach our promise, we are consistently letting them down. 7, conspiring against others or being driven by a personal agenda. That's why open communication, loyalty, and trust are so important in teams. 8, manipulative persuasion, which happens when leaders create an environment of consistent fear, obligation, and guilt to get employees to unrelentingly obey them. 9, not taking a stand or having the courage to speak up for what's right. In other words, again, it's being too passive and not setting boundaries. And finally, 10, tolerating good enough or mediocrity. Unfortunately, when this occurs, you come across as having very low performance standards and expectations. So there you have it, my top 10 professional blind spots. And if you don't do anything to identify or address blind spots like these, it can result in negative outcomes like missed opportunities, ineffective decision making, a lack of employee engagement, communication breakdowns, and more. So now here are 5 steps that anyone can apply to overcome their professional blind spots. First, solicit honest feedback from others. And don't get defensive, even if you hear things that you don't like. Instead, commit to making positive changes. Next, surround yourself with diverse thinkers with the intention of learning from them so your perspective is more inclusive and not closed-minded. Next, reflect on your past experiences and whether or not they contribute to bad habits that you need to break. Next, identify your triggers. For instance, if being overwhelmed, overworked, and experiencing burnout are triggers that cause you to react negatively, do something about it. And last, seek out a blind spot accountability partner within your team or organization, or a professional leadership coach like me. In closing, I certainly hope you've gained some insight on how to identify professional blind spots, how they can negatively impact your career aspirations, and how to overcome them. And again, if you're seeking the assistance of a business, leadership, or executive coach, contact me today. It would be my sincere pleasure to assist. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.